In the heart of India's education revolution stands a man known to millions by a name that isn't even his full name. Khan Sir, a magnetic presence, a teacher whose online videos have shaped young minds and redefined how competitive exam prep is done. He's known for his wit, unapologetic opinions, and impassioned lectures on social change, equality, and empowerment, especially when it comes to women. But now, the man who once urged society to educate and elevate women has landed in the middle of an unexpected storm. And the reason? His wedding. Yes, you heard that right. Khan Sir recently tied the knot, and instead of public congratulations flooding the internet, he's found himself at the center of a heated debate. When photos from his wedding reception surfaced online, people weren't talking about the guest list or the venue. They were asking one thing: why was his wife's face covered? A delicate red veil, semi-transparent, covered the bride's face, leading to a flood of questions, criticism, and assumptions. In a country where tradition and modernity often clash, the image ignited a digital firestorm. But before jumping to conclusions, let's unpack the layers. What's really going on? Is this hypocrisy, cultural tradition, or something more complex? Let's take a deeper look. One thing we know about Khan Sir is that, despite being a public figure, he's fiercely private. In fact, to this day, there's confusion around his real name. Some say it's Faisal Khan, others say that's just speculation. He has never officially confirmed it. Even his wedding invite simply said, Khan Sir. No surnames, no further details, just the man, the myth. So when the reception finally happened, delayed due to rising tensions between India and Pakistan, curiosity exploded. The teacher who had millions of students suddenly had his personal life under a microscope. And then came the backlash. Critics flooded social media. How can a man who speaks about women's rights allow his own wife to be veiled? Is this empowerment or double standards? What kind of message is this sending to his students? It was a social media feeding frenzy. But let's pause and ask, is this criticism fair? To understand the full picture, we need context. Because this isn't just about Khan Sir. It's about culture, safety, and personal values. In many parts of South Asia, especially rural Bihar, where Khan Sir is from, women still wear veils during major ceremonies. Not because someone is forcing them, but because it's embedded in local tradition, a mark of modesty, respect. Sometimes just a gesture passed down through generations. Even in Western weddings, veils are symbolic. Christian brides often walk the aisle with a face covering. Royal weddings across Europe still feature similar customs. So when we see Khan Sir's wife wearing a red netted scarf, not an opaque cloth, but a transparent one, could it be simply a cultural nod, not a control tactic? And here's another layer: privacy. Khan Sir has often spoken about the dangers he faces, from bomb threats at his institute to armed men trying to intimidate him over education fees. His work hasn't been without risk. So maybe, just maybe, he's trying to protect his wife from becoming a public figure in a dangerously polarized environment. Because once you're online, you're vulnerable. Facial recognition, AI-generated face reveals, and relentless trolling. These aren't abstract fears anymore. They're real, and they're brutal. So perhaps that veil was more than cloth. Maybe it was a shield. But still, the internet has a question. Why preach female freedom if you're not practicing it at home? Well, let's examine this from a broader lens. Khan Sir has always been vocal about the importance of educating girls, breaking stereotypes, and letting women lead. But none of his teachings ever condemned traditional dress or modesty. His speeches were about choice, not rebellion for the sake of optics. In fact, there's a powerful irony here. People criticizing his wife's veil are doing so in the name of women's rights, while simultaneously denying her right to choose how she appears in public. This is the paradox of modern outrage, where feminism sometimes slips into coercion, telling women what they should do under the banner of freedom. Let's be real. Khan Sir is a target, politically outspoken, unapologetically nationalistic, and blunt in his views. He's ruffled many feathers. Whether it's his take on foreign policy or his bold roasts of political systems, the man doesn't play it safe. And fame comes with consequences. In India, public figures often face extreme consequences for personal choices. Imagine if Khan Sir's wife became a recognizable face overnight. The stalking, the hate, the memes. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. So in that context, Isn't it rational, even protective, for someone like Sir to keep his family out of the spotlight? What this controversy really exposes is our struggle to balance tradition with modern values. Can someone believe in women's rights while also embracing cultural customs? Can privacy coexist with public fame? And most importantly, who gets to decide what empowerment looks like? Is a woman empowered only when she breaks free of tradition? Or can empowerment also mean having the right to follow that tradition on her own terms? Sir's wedding isn't just a personal event, it's a mirror reflecting deeper societal questions. We're witnessing a moment where personal privacy, cultural identity, and digital scrutiny all collide. And while it's fair to question public figures, it's also fair to respect boundaries, especially when those boundaries are set to protect loved ones from real danger. So, before judging a veil, maybe we should ask, who are we protecting and who are we trying to expose? Let us know what you think. Is this just a cultural misunderstanding? Or is the criticism warranted? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe.